Hello again, welcome back. Welcome back to class number 72. Okay, not bad. We're improving, 72 classes. Well, 72, no, we have completed 71. But in a few minutes, it won't take long, no tardaremos mucho. It won't take long, and we will be able to say, 72 classes, bien hecho. Well done. Camera number 1. Okay. Creía que estaban hablando en alemán. I thought they were speaking in German, but I was wrong. I was mistaken. I was wrong. I was mistaken. I made a mistake. Pero I committed an error, no decimos, ¿eh? Estaba equivocado. I was wrong. I was mistaken. Cometí un error. I made a mistake. They weren't. No se dice weren't. They weren't speaking in German. They were speaking in Norwegian. Wow. And I thought they were speaking in German, and I was completely wrong. No lleves cosas pesadas, por favor. Don't carry heavy things. Don't carry heavy things. You can hurt your back. You can hurt your back. Don't carry heavy things, especially if you're not used to carrying heavy things. Sobre todo si no estás acostumbrado a llevar cosas pesadas. Especially, sobre todo, especially, con E delante. Especially if you're not used to carrying heavy things. Don't carry heavy things. Don't carry heavy things because you could hurt your back. Okay, you could hurt your back. So be careful and don't carry heavy things. Pide a alguien que te ayude. Ask somebody to help you. Ask somebody. La K suena en ask. Ask someone y que suene, por favor. Porque si no, significa trasero. Ask, okay? No, ask. Ask somebody, ask someone to help you. Pide a alguien que te ayude. Ask someone, moi. Ask someone to help you. Ask somebody to help you. Recuerda lo que pasó la última vez. Remember what happened the last time. Remember. No te olvides. Don't forget. Remember what happened the last time. You hurt your back and you couldn't move for 1 week. You suffered severe lumbago. So don't carry heavy things. Ask somebody to help you. Remember what happened. Remember what happened the last time. Okay. He oído suficiente. I've heard enough. I'm not interested in this subject. Ya no. I'm not interested in this subject anymore. Nope. I'm not interested in this subject anymore. You taught me everything I need to know last week. So don't teach me the same thing this week. Okay? I've heard enough. Siempre suena así. Does it always sound like that? It makes a strange sound. Does it always sound like that? Se marcharon de la empresa hace 2 meses. Ya no trabajan aquí. They don't work here anymore. I don't live here anymore. Alice doesn't live here anymore. Yes. George Bush isn't the President of the United States anymore. Okay? I don't live in Texas anymore. Okay? Yes. Ya no trabajan aquí. They don't work here anymore. Work here. Fijaos cómo enlazo las palabras. No digo work here, digo work here. They don't work here anymore. They, la TH vibrada inglesa. They don't work here anymore. Yes. Se marcharon de la empresa hace 2 meses. They left the company 2 months ago. They left the company. Company. Two's company and three's a crowd. They left the company 2 months ago. Se mudaron a otro país. They moved. They moved to another country. I don't remember where they moved. I think they moved to Zimbabwe, or maybe they moved to Liberia, or maybe they moved to South Africa, or maybe they moved to South America. I don't know where they moved, but they moved to another country. Nunca he escrito una carta de amor. I've never written a love letter. Love letter, directamente desde mi corazón. Love letter straight from my heart. Keeps us so near while apart. Elvis Presley. A love letter. I've never written. Have you ever written? Have you ever written a report? Have you ever written a book? Have you ever written an essay? Have you ever written a composition? Have you ever written a musical score? Partitura. Have you? Have you ever written? I've never written. I've never written. Mucho V aquí. I've never. Y vibra. ¿Oís cómo vibran mi labio inferior con la parte debajo de los dientes superiores? Va, fa, fa. Fi, fa. Es una F vibrada. Haces la F y activas las cuerdas vocales y vibra todo el cráneo. I've never written. Y doble muda al principio. Doble T en medio de written. I've never written a love letter. Okay? Siempre hay una primera vez. There's always a first time. So start tomorrow or start today. Why not? There is always a first time. ¿Con qué frecuencia ella te llama? How often does she call you? How often does she call you? How often does she teach you? She taught you. Every day I teach, yesterday I taught. Every day I catch, yesterday I caught. Taught, caught. Every day I buy, yesterday I bought. Taught, caught, bought. Every day I bring, yesterday I brought. Taught, caught, bought, brought. Every day I fight, yesterday I fought. Taught, caught, brought, bought, fought. Every day I think, yesterday I thought. Taught, bought, brought, caught, fought, thought. I'm starting to forget the ones. Me olvido uno. I'm forgetting one. I can't remember it. But there's one more, I promise. Okay. Let's pass on to a different teacher and then I'll be back.
Hello everyone. Thank you, Richard. I'm Natasha, your teacher, and today I'm here with Nacho, who's going to give you a very, very good tip. How are you, Nacho?
Fine, thanks. And you?
I'm great.
Okay.
How was your day today?
Today, so good. Yeah.
Really good.
Really good.
Really good. And what's your tip?
My tip of today.
Of the day. I always correcting on the
yes,
same
always.
thing.
Of the day.
Yeah.
Okay. Is to read English books.
Okay, great. Even if you don't understand,
yeah.
Aunque no entendéis todo, siempre es bueno, ¿vale? Y vais a coger el significado de las palabras por el contexto, ¿a que sí?
Yeah, yes.
Yes?
Yes.
Yes. Very good. Okay, as you know, at home, we're going to review what you saw in the previous class, okay? 2 different points, and we're going to start straight away enseguida, ¿vale? Porque tenemos que hacer mucho. Vale, vamos a empezar con el primer punto. Teach, the irregular verb, teach. Let's see if Nacho knows the past of the verb teach. What's the past?
Okay, teach, taught.
Very good, taught, okay? Teach and taught, okay? Como si fuera T-O-T, taught. Okay, let's start with the first question, okay? You ready?
Okay.
Did I teach you last week?
Yes, you did it.
No, long answer, así usas el verbo
vale.
irregular, que eso es trampa.
Vale. Yes, you taught me ¿cuándo era?
Last week.
Last week. Okay.
Una vez más.
Yes, you taught me last week.
Very good. And 2 weeks ago?
Yes, you taught me 2 weeks ago.
Very good. Yes, you taught me 2 weeks ago. Taught, okay? All right, for you at home. Did I teach your neighbor last month? Did I teach your neighbor last month? Y quiero que me digáis que sí, ¿vale? Very good. Yes, you taught my neighbor last month. Yes, you taught my neighbor last month. And 2 months ago? Very good. Yes, you taught my neighbor 2 months ago. Yes, you taught my neighbor 2 months ago. No quiero escuchar taught ni nada parecido, ¿vale? Taught. Okay, the next question is for Nacho. You ready?
Yes.
Did your literature teacher teach you literature? Esto es difícil de pronunciar, ¿eh?
Well, a ver, yes, she taught me
¿Quién?
Ah, vale. Yes.
Porque quiero que digas esta palabra.
My teacher.
My literature.
My literature teacher.
Literature.
Teacher taught me literature.
Ya está.
Ya.
Ya terminó la frase.
Pues
Vale.
difícil.
Entonces, yes, my literature teacher taught me literature. This is a tongue twister.
Yeah.
Tongue twister, un
Wow.
trabalenguas, okay? All right, very good. Okay, the next one for you at home. Did your literature teacher teach you literature in Spanish or in German? Did your literature teacher teach you literature in Spanish or in German? Very good. My literature teacher taught me literature in Spanish. Very good. Okay, ya hemos terminado con el verb teach y con los trabalenguas, with the tongue twisters, okay? Ahora vamos a repasar. We're going to review the translation list, okay? I'll say it in Spanish and you and Nacho in English. Are you ready?
Yes, I'm
Aquí
ready.
creo que no hay trabalenguas,
Aquí no,
así
no.
que no te preocupes.
Bien.
Vale, la primera frase. No lleves cosas pesadas. No lleves cosas pesadas.
Don't
Don't
something.
Don't carry.
Es
Don't
verdad.
carry. Cuando llevamos cosas en brazos de un
Sí.
sitio a otro, decimos carry, ¿vale? Vamos a ver si lo puede decir Nacho.
Okay. Don't carry heavy things.
Carry,
Don't carry heavy things.
que es heavy.
Vale. Heavy.
Very
es
good.
Muda, es H muda, ¿no?
Una vez más.
Vale. Don't carry heavy things.
Very good. Don't carry heavy things. Okay, the next one for you at home, okay? Pide a alguien que te ayude. Pide a alguien que te ayude. Very good. Ask someone to help you. Ask someone to help you, okay, ¿vale? Ask someone to help you. Si pones for es pedir, pero aquí es pide que alguien te haga algo, porque cuando pides algo es con for, pero cuando pides a alguien que te haga un favor es con to, ¿vale? Vale, la siguiente para Nacho. You ready?
Yes.
Ya no trabajan aquí. Ya no trabajan aquí.
They didn't. No, they don't.
Ya no, ya.
Work here.
Ya no. Anymore.
Anymore.
Anymore. Okay,
That's
ahora
right.
todo junto.
Okay. They don't work here anymore.
Very good. They don't work here anymore. Ya no anymore. They don't work here anymore. Okay, la siguiente para vosotros, ¿vale? Se trasladaron a otro país. Se trasladaron a otro país. Very good. They moved to another country. They moved to another country. Very good. Okay, the next one is for you. Are you ready?
Yes.
Siempre hay una primera vez. Siempre hay
Okay.
una primera vez.
There is always a first time.
Very good. Y si contraemos there y el verb to be?
There's always a first time.
Very good. Otra vez.
There's always a first time.
Very good. The next one and the last one for you at home. ¿Con qué frecuencia te llama ella? ¿Con qué frecuencia te llama ella? Very good. How often does she call you? How often does she call you? Acordaros que often también se puede decir often, ¿ok? Cualquiera de las dos formas. Thank you very much, Nacho.
You're welcome.
And thank you at home. Keep on studying, reviewing everything, and doing your homework. See you next time. Bye.
Okay, ladies and gentlemen, welcome back. Numbers. Take out a piece of paper, please. Maria, you too. Tú también. Maria, no se libra, Maria. Es que le encanta lo de los números, ¿eh? Por eso es un pequeño reto. Y siempre falla en algo. Okay. So, Maria, take out a piece of paper and a pen. You. Yes, you. I'm talking to you now. Take out a piece of paper and a pencil or a pen. Okay? If you take out a pencil, maybe it has an eraser, and you can use the eraser to erase if you make a mistake. But if you take out a pen, then you don't have the option of erasing, and you have to scratch out. Como scratch, como rascar. To scratch out or cross out, como cruz, is tachar, tachando, okay? So I'm going to dictate numbers, but unlike other days with numbers, I'm not going to write the numbers and show them to you, okay? I'm going to repeat them in Spanish at the end, perhaps, if time permits. Okay, are you ready? Do you have your paper? Okay, camera one. Today it's easy, eh? Are you ready? I'll say the number only once. The first round. La primera ronda. Are you ready? Are you ready, Maria? Yeah? Okay. 450. Next. 515. Okay. The next one. 3,315. Okay. All right. 1,315. The next one. 2,550. I'm sorry, I can't repeat them. It's against the rules. The next one, 34,550. The next one, 23,450. The next one, 19,050. The next one, 90,015. Ready? Okay. The next one, 319,150. Okay. The next one, 290,350. Ready, Maria? Okay, three more. 852,000. Okay. The next one, 215,000. And finally, 340,000. Okay, McKay. Okay, I'll repeat them twice each time. If you make a change, mark it as wrong. Eh? The mistake is the first time. You can't correct the mistakes now. You can check the mistakes, but you can't change the numbers. All right, number one, 450. 450. Okay. The next one, 515. 515. Okay. The next one, 3,315. 3,315. Okay. The next one, casi idéntico, 2,000 menos. 1,315. 1,315. Okay. The next one, 2,550. 2,550. The next one, 34,550. 34,550. The next one, 23,450. 23,450. The next one, 19,050. 19,050. Aquí no digo and porque no hay un 100 aquí. So, salta los 10. 50. 19,050. The next one, 90,015. 90,015. The next one. 319,150. 319,150. Okay. The next one. 290,350. 290,350. The next one. 852,000. 852,000. The next one. 215,000. 215,000. And finally, 340,000. 340,000. Okay, one more time. Una vez más. Una más vez, decimos en inglés. One more time. 450. 450. 515. 515. Okay. 3,315. 3,315. 1,315. 1,315. 2,550. 2,550. 34,550. 34,550. 23,450. 23,450. 19,050. 19,050. 90,015. 90,015. 319,150. 319,150. 290,350. 290,350. 852,000. 852,000. 215,000. 215,000. And finally, 340,000. 340,000. How many, Maria? Perfect? Perfect. How many, Manolo? Perfect? And Paula? 3? Paula, okay. I'll see you in a few minutes after our next teacher. Okay, welcome back. Maria forgot to tell me. It's not my fault. No es culpa mía. It's not my fault. In the last, a few minutes ago, se supone que tenía que haber dicho, I was supposed to say, our sponsors have a word to say to you. But Maria said, gave me different smoke signals, señales de humo. She sent smoke signals from behind the camera. And she sent the blue smoke signals. Blue smoke signals are teacher. White smoke signals is commercials. And she sent me the blue smoke signals. It's not my fault. It's not my fault. It's not my fault. It's her fault. It's her fault. It's her fault. It's not my fault. But now she's sending blue smoke signals, which means now we will pass to another teacher, and then I'll be back.
Thank you very much, Richard, and welcome. Welcome. I'm Kyle, as you probably know, and I'm here today with Luca, who is ready to look at some numbers. Luca, how are you?
Fine, thank you.
Good, good, good. Are you ready to practice some numbers?
Yes, I am.
Do you like numbers, Luca?
Not especially.
Not really, not really? Well, okay, well, this is why we practice them. They get easier and easier as we practice, right?
All right.
Okay, so today, numbers with 15 and 50. So again, the intonation is very important. Remember the intonation. 15, 50, 16, 60. Da, 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 right?
Let me do it.
Intonation. Yeah.
15.
15, que es 15, right?
Okay. And the other one, 50.
50.
50.
50. Right. I'm exaggerating the sounds. I'm exaggerating the sounds, but it will help you gain a good understanding of how to pronounce them. And when you're talking on the phone to someone in England and you read the numbers this way with the extra intonation, they will always understand you. So let's go. Okay, you can take the board, the whiteboard, and I will read some numbers to Luca, She will write them down, and you will also write them down at home. Are you ready? Yeah? Are you ready?
Yes.
Okay, 15,500. Another one. We'll do another one. We'll do another one. 50,115.
And 15.
Yes, 50,115. Okay, what do you have there, Luca? What's the first one?
I have 15,500.
15,500. Very good, but you have to have the comma, not the point.
I wrote point, and then I changed it.
Thank you. Okay, can you show the board again? 15,500. Good. And the second number?
The second is 50,115.
And 15. Very good. So at home, repeat the numbers at home. 15,500. And the second number? 50,115. Good. Next number. 715,250. One more. 550,515. Did you get that, Luca?
No.
Did you get that at home? That second one? Okay, the second number was 550,515.
Okay.
Okay? So, that first number at home, 715,250. Did you have that, Luca?
Yes, I think so.
Okay, let's see them. 715,250. Very good. And the second number, Luca?
The second is 550,515.
And 15. Nice. Good. So remember the tricks. 100 and. And we never say thousands. Sin esse. Right? Very good. 550,515. Very good. 111,550. 150.
100?
150. What was the first number, Luca? Quickly.
Okay, I have to think.
Quickly.
111,000.
Yes.
550.
550.
50.
111,550. Good job. Did you get that at home? I'll bet you did. Good job. And the next one?
The next one, 150.
Yeah, easy. 150.
50.
Okay. 125,000. Quickly, Luca. 125,215.
No. Say it again.
125,215. Did you get that at
Yes.
home? Okay. Well, another one. I have another one. 235,150. Okay. Do you have the same as Luca? You see what she has? Okay, what's the first number, Luca?
The first one is 125,215.
125,215. Very good.
Okay. And the second, 235,150.
Fantastic. Perfect,
And
Luca.
I'm getting faster. Eh?
You're on a roll. How do you say that? To be on a roll. Una racha?
I see.
Yeah, she's on a roll. Are you on a roll at home? You're on
Let's
a
hope
roll.
the roll
Let's hope.
continues.
I'm sure you're doing all right. Okay, let's keep going. More numbers. A little bit faster, okay? 90,150. Second number. 715,215.
15.
Third number.
number.
Will it fit? Cabe? Will it
Yeah,
fit?
yes.
Yeah, okay. 987,515.
Say it again, please.
987,515. Okay, what do you have there, Luca? What's the first one?
The first one, 900.
Oh!
900,000. No.
Sorry.
What
Thanks
was
for
that?
playing. 90,000. 90. 90.
Ah,
It was
90,000.
90,150. Era 90.
90,000. Entonces, ¿qué? Ah, vale, vale.
So you have
Okay.
you have too many zeros.
Okay, okay,
She has to remove a zero. Too many zeros.
90,000.
Yes.
150.
Nice. Okay. Good. 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 And the next one.
715,215.
215. Yeah, that was
15.
good. Nice pronunciation too. Say that again. I like that one.
715,215.
Nice. Good. Exactly. Did you have that at home? Did you have the same number? I hope so. Okay. And the last number at home, what do you have? 987,515. Right?
15.
15.
Yes. Okay.
Good. Okay. We have time for, I think, one or maybe two more numbers. Quickly, quickly. 215,350.
200.
And 15,350. 319,000.
19,150.
Okay. Luca, what do you have?
I have 215,350.
Good. 215,350. And the last number is
The last
300. I'll say it. 319,150. Excellent job at home. Well done, Luca. Good job. I'll see you next time. Bye.
Are you ready to start again to finish this program with me and then one more teacher? Okay, let's practice some English. Why not? Para eso estamos aquí. That's what we're here for. What are we here for? Why are we here? Es por qué estamos aquí. El motivo. La razón es why. Why are we here? Ahora bien, si queremos decir el propósito, no decimos why, decimos what are we here for? ¿Para qué estamos aquí? We're here to learn English. Cuando dices why, se requiere because. Cuando se dice what for, se requiere to. Why are we here? We are here because we want to learn English. What are we here for? We are here to learn English. Pero se aprende mucho más en la cámara número 1, ya verás. We'll change to camera number 1. Okay, did you find a gold mine in the 90s? Excuse me, Richard, could you repeat the question, please? Of course, yeah, sure, no problem. Thank you. Did you find a gold mine in the 90s? Did I find a gold mine? Que si encontré una mina de oro en los años 90. Yes. Did you find a gold mine? Did you find a? Pero no digo find a gold mine, digo find a. Did you find a gold mine in the 1990s? No, I didn't find a gold mine in the 1990s. Si hubiera encontrado uno, no estaría aprendiendo inglés. If I had found a gold mine in the 1990s, first, I wouldn't be teaching English on television now. I would be in Tahiti, enjoying the beautiful girls in the South Pacific. Question, did you teach English in the 90s? Me? Yes, I taught English in the 90s. Richard? Yeah, yes. Did you teach English in the 80s? Yes, I taught English in the 80s. Did you teach English in the 70s? Yes, I taught English in the 70s. Did you teach English in the 60s? I taught English for 3 weeks in the 70s. Yes, when I was 16, in my Spanish class, I was a volunteer to teach English. This was in 1968, I think. In 1968, before you were born, okay? And I was in a Spanish class in high school, and the teacher said, "Would anybody like to be an English teacher?" And I raised my hand. I raised my hand. Escrito raíce. Con D al final. I raised my hand. I said, Richard, would you, Rick, they call me Rick in there. Would you like to teach English? I said, yeah, why not? Where? Who? And they said, an Argentine family has come to Tulsa. At that time, I was living in the 60s, I was living in a city in Oklahoma called Tulsa. So in English, Tulsa. 300,000 people. Beautiful city, fantastic. I love that city. And I volunteered, volunteer es un verbo. I volunteered to be an English teacher. And so every week, 2 or 3 times a week, I drove, tenía coche de mi madre, I drove my mother's car to the house where the Argentine family was living. The father was an engineer, apparently a good engineer, a port engineer, and he was working on a project in Tulsa, Oklahoma, aeronautical project, okay? And his son was 10 years old, and the son's name was Julio Cesar Ruiz. I remember, perfect. I said, "What's your name?" "Julio Cesar Ruiz," you know, argentino. And I thought it was Julio Cesar, qué raro, ¿por qué uno se llama Julio Cesar? Julius Caesar, come on. But I taught him. I taught him English, but I didn't use the Vaughan method because I hadn't invented the Vaughan method yet. Eso venía más tarde, all right? So I used a book called Chitty Chitty Bang Bang. Do you know that movie? Chitty Chitty Bang Bang? And so we read together, Julio Cesar Ruiz and me, we read together Chitty Chitty Bang Bang. And he liked the class, and he learned, he improved. Why? Because I made an effort to teach as well as possible. I didn't have any experience teaching English. It was the first English class in my life. I was 16 or 17 years old, but I made a strong effort to teach well, to do a good job. And that's 80% of the success. If you make an effort, if you try hard and you do the best you can, it's difficult to fail. You will fail sometimes. You won't succeed every time. But if you always do the best you can, the probability of success is very, very much in your favor. Okay? Always try the best you can. So, I taught English in the 60s, but only 3 weeks. I taught English in the 70s, starting in July 1974. Yes, I started teaching in the 70s. I started teaching in July 1974. I taught English in the 80s, I taught English in the 90s, and now I'm still teaching English. My God, a lot of time teaching, okay? Now, I came to Spain in the 70s. I went to Greece for the first time in the 80s, and I went back in the 90s. I visited Israel in the 70s. No, yes, in the 70s. I visited Egypt in the 90s. I visited Turkey for the first time in the 70s. And I went back to Turkey for the second time in the 80s. Okay? I went to Mexico in the 50s, to Matamoros. Yes. When you cross the border from Texas to Mexico, in the Rio Grande, where it goes into the Gulf of Mexico, on one side you have Brownsville, La Villa del Señor Brown, Brownsville, and on the other side you have an important town called Matamoros. Matamoros. In English, we call it Matamoros. Matamoros. Okay? But that was in the 50s. I was very young. All right. One more teacher, and then I'll be back to say goodbye.
Thank you, Richard. Hi, everyone. I'm Hannah, and I'm back again here to review with you the lesson that you just learned. So let's get started. But first, we're going to say hello to my special student and guest, Annette. Hi, Annette.
Hello.
How are you today?
Fine, thank you. And you?
I'm great. Thanks for asking. And I'm glad you're here.
Thank
Okay.
you.
So we're going to start with some vocabulary, okay? So now, at home, you know what you have to do. Ya sabes lo que hay que hacer. Repeat the words en voz alta and varias veces, muchas veces, okay? So follow me and follow Annette. Here we go. Number 1, fecha tope, plazo.
Deadline.
Good. Repeat again.
Deadline.
Yes, okay, Annette knew this word perfectly. Deadline, deadline. Of course, because a lot of us, we have many deadlines at work, right? Fecha límite para esto, para tal y cual proyecto, lo que sea. Deadline, deadline. Portafolios, cartera.
Briefcase.
Very good. Excellent. Repeat again.
Briefcase.
Perfect. Briefcase, briefcase. Pronounce the F conmigo. Briefcase, briefcase. Muy bien. Elección.
Choice.
Good. Repeat again.
Choice.
Good. Choice.
Choice.
Eso. Okay, está. There's an O-I. O-I. Choice. Choice. Okay, so hace casi un sonido así. Choice. Como redondo. Choice. Cuidar.
To take care of.
Muy bien. Very good. So we have to take care of. Okay, so we have 3 words in este verbo. Okay, in this phrasal verb. To take care of, right? Cuidar. So I'm sure you take care of your family. You take care of your family, I know. You take care of your daughters. You take care of your husband. Okay? And finally, we have el lejano oriente.
The Far East.
Perfect. Very good. Dos palabras aquí, okay? The far east. And also hay que poner el artículo concreto. The far east. The far east. Muy bien. Now, let's practice the expression en los años 90, in the 90s. Did Spain beat England in the 90s?
Yes, Spain beat England in the 90s.
Perfect, very good. And beat, okay, beat, it's an irregular verb, verbo irregular, beat. Yes, Spain beat England in the 90s. Did popcorn cost less money in the 90s?
Yes, popcorn cost less money in the 90s.
Very good. Yes, popcorn cost less money in the 90s. Cost, otro verbo irregular. Did Richard Vaughan teach English in the 90s?
Yes, Richard Vaughan teach.
Oh, pasado.
Yes, Richard Vaughan taught English in the 90s.
Very good. Muy bien. So taught, okay? Teach, presente, pasado, taught. Suena, it sounds like, suena como si escribiera T-O-T, okay, pero no se escribe así, okay, but it sounds like it, suena así, taught. Richard Vaughan taught English in the 90s and in the 80s maybe, I don't know. All right, did a coffee cost 100 pesetas in the 90s?
Yes, it cost the coffee. No,
A coffee?
Yes, a coffee cost 100 pesetas in the 90s.
Very good. In the 90s. Okay. When did my teachers teach me Spanish?
Your teachers taught you Spanish in the 90s.
Very good. Muy bien. Sí, my teachers taught me Spanish in the 90s. ¿Es verdad? Okay. All right. Did a house in Madrid cost a lot of money in the 90s?
Yes, a house in Madrid cost a lot of money in the 90s.
Very good. Did France beat Brazil in the World Cup final in the 90s?
Yes, France beat Brazil in the World Cup
Final
in the 90s.
Okay, very good. Muy bien, yes. So, France beat Brazil in the World Cup final in the 90s. And here, remember, beat, ¿qué significa beat? It means ganar a alguien, okay? So not ganar algo, pero ganar a alguien, okay? Did a bus ride cost less money in the 90s?
Yes, a bus ride cost less money in the 90s.
Yes, very good. Yes, a bus ride, un viaje en el autobús. A bus ride cost less money in the 90s. Okay, did the schools in Spain teach English in the 90s?
Yes, schools taught English in the 90s.
Okay, so the schools in Spain taught English?
Yes, the schools in Spain taught English in the 90s.
Okay, very good, yes. So the schools in Spain taught English in the 90s. Very good. When did my brother teach me how to drive?
Your brother taught you how to drive in the 90s.
Okay, very good, exactly. I hope I'm not giving away my age here by mi edad. Espero que no, dando estas pistas, okay, lo que hicieron o hice yo en los años 90, okay? So, yes, my brother taught me, me enseñó. My brother taught me how to drive in the 90s, okay? Did Steffi Graf beat Arantxa Sánchez Vicario in the 90s?
Yes,
Tennis?
Arantxa Sánchez, no,
Steffi
Graf beat Arantxa Sánchez Vicario in the 90s.
Okay, very good. So remember, so to beat someone is ganar a alguien. So yes, Steffi Graf beat Arantxa Sánchez Vicario in the 90s, en los años 90, in the 90s. Did the American basketball team beat Croatia in the Summer Olympics in the 90s?
Yes, the American basketball player
Team
beat Croatia in the 90s.
Very good. Okay, very good. Yes, so the American basketball team beat Croatia in the 90s. In the Summer Olympics in the 90s. It was a very famous team, the Dream Team, right? The Dream Team, they called it. Did a house in Madrid cost less money in the 90s?
More or less, maybe.
Maybe. Okay.
I don't think so.
No? Okay, so give me the negative answer. No.
No,
A house in Madrid?
a house in Madrid didn't cost less money in the 90s.
Okay, very good. Okay, great. So in the negative form, no, a house in Madrid didn't cost less money in the 90s. So remember el verbo to cost. Presente, infinitivo, to cost. Pasado, igual, cost. And also también participio pasado, cost. También igual para este verbo. Okay. Let's see. Did a computer cost less money in the 90s?
No, a computer didn't cost less money in the 90s.
Okay, I agree. I think now you can buy one pretty cheap.
Cheaper.
Right? Okay. Well, thank you for watching and keep practicing at home. Back to Richard. Bye-bye.
Okay. Yes, sir. We're improving. And we continue with numbers. Every now and again, from time to time, every once in a while, boom, number dictation, because it's very important. You would be surprised how often you need to understand numbers and to use numbers when you're speaking a foreign language in a professional situation, be it medical, industrial, engineering, marketing, general management. Numbers always appear. And it's a big problem for Spanish people in the real world when they have to use numbers. So I'm sorry if it's a bit pesado, a pain in the neck, but we will continue with numbers. We'll continue with grammar. We'll continue with pronunciation and phonetics. We'll continue with everything that we consider essential for good, effective communication. And with your help, we will accomplish our mission. See you tomorrow.